When we last left off in Dragon Ball Super Sadala, another heated war seems to be only days away as Vegeta began testing the Saiyans of the Sadala Defense Force. With a power the likes of which these Saiyans have never seen before, Vegeta's training proved more than optimal as in no time, he had pushed the entire Defense Force to become Super Saiyans, but he wasn't done there. Thanks to the help of not only Vegeta but the rest of his friends, his brothers as well, Cabba was able to save the planet with a new power he awakened after the entirety of the Defense Force poured their powers into him, turning him into a Super Saiyan God. With Cabba now having this new power under his belt, Kel and Caulifla took this as a challenge to never lose to these guys again, as Super Saiyan 3 of course wasn't enough to even make Vegeta break a sweat. The Sadala Defense Force, now under the watchful eye of Vegeta, is in full effect as they prepare for the Tuffle menace who has already been making moves across the galaxy. As Orin and Cayman met with a very strange man referring to himself as a member of the Tekian race, he offers his help on surveying the activities on planet Sadala. All he needs is access to the Saiyan's AI network, and when they're able to provide him with such, they gain eyes on the training happening between the Saiyans. Cayman and Orin are immediately taken aback at the sight of Vegeta, as now things have drastically changed with their plans having to account for such a threat, but no matter. They'll just have to change things up a bit, and this requires a Gardenian that absolutely despises the Saiyans. Enter Tarragon, one of the Gardenians we saw prior with a particular distaste for Saiyans already. But after witnessing a group of Saiyans harass a Gardenian and then almost knock him out when he intervened, Tarragon transformed into something terrifying. A godly Gardenian, as the Elder called it, is ultimately what Tarragon transformed into thanks to the power of the sun he was absorbing. This transformation accelerated his power to the point where the Saiyans were instantly crushed by his strength. However, when Cayman in the form of King Sadala shows up, Tarragon's power takes a toll on him, only for him to be kidnapped by the Tuffle posing as a Saiyan. As Cayman takes Tarragon back to their hideout, the other Gardenians who were witness to that episode nearby rendezvous, and even though what they just witnessed was terrible, the Elder still isn't convinced this is the Saiyans' full doing, but agrees to lay low for the time being. Back at the hideout of the Tuffles and the Tekian, as promised, Cayman produces the Gardenian for him as Orin tells her that they've been able to survey Sadala even more, and it's worse than they thought. Vegeta is much more than they bargained for, but if their plan goes perfectly, not even he should be able to stop them, as Cayman then gets an even better idea, just in case. Instead of waiting for the perfect opportunity to present itself to eliminate Vegeta, why not just have it done ahead of time? With Hit, the masterful assassin of Universe 6, receiving a new target, things are about to get very real very fast in Dragon Ball Super Sadala. So if you guys want to check out this fan manga or any of Jordan and Monty's other work, their Twitter will be down below in the description box, so be sure to go check them out and drop those guys a follow. Don't forget to have those notifications turned on to never miss an upload as soon as they go live, guys. And if you haven't already, consider leaving a like on this video as well, because it just really helps out a ton. Be sure to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all Dragon Ball and anime related content, guys. Without further ado. Two days later on planet Sadala, as chapter 3 begins of Dragon Ball Super Sadala, we see the android Plum that the Tekian had prepared for the Tuffles, hovering above the planet. Vegeta, however, has long since detected this being getting closer and closer to them, as he says it looks like that they finally have some company. Over on planet Gardenia in their hideout, the Tuffles and their acquaintance await the results of Plum's attack on Vegeta, as Orin asks if he's sure this thing is working properly and even up for a job like this. Yes, the Tekian replies, he's every bit as strong, if not stronger. Good, Cayman replies. Now we'll know what we're dealing with. All that stuff Vegeta said about the Saiyan's ability to evolve through battle, not to mention that power he revealed. We aren't dealing with the same old Vegeta. It seems like battle is even more intoxicating to the Saiyans than it is to us Tuffles, Orin comments. Let's just see how this guy does. He may be as strong as us, but I don't think he has our love for battle. Who are you and what do you want? Vegeta says to Plum as the android finally appears before him now. I've actually come for you, Plum says. Hate to break it to you, but you're a dead man, he says as he immediately goes in to attack Vegeta, only to have his kick easily blocked with a single arm. What the? Plum says, surprised. I assume you work for those tough cowards, Vegeta says, smirking. Oh, so it's like that, Plum replies, riled up now. You're gonna get it now. Before he can even make a move, however, Vegeta appears before him and kicks him, launching the android into the sky as he quickly appears above him and then drives the android face first into the ground below. You don't have an ounce of battle spirit in you, Vegeta says. Beings like you shouldn't exist, he proclaims, as he then takes on that diabolical form once more, being overcome with pure malice and destructive nature. Plum is reduced to nothing more than a puddle in an instant, as Vegeta knows he isn't quite dead yet, but a being this weak poses absolutely no threat to them. As Plum gathers what's left of him and flies off of planet Sadala, Kappa demands to know why Vegeta let him escape in the first place. Don't worry, Vegeta tells him. The Tuffles need to know who they're dealing with. And besides, he goes on, that thing was never a threat. He has no spirit as a fighter. I knew that puppet was useless, Kamen says, as they review the footage of Plum's battle with Vegeta. That Vegeta is right, they say. He may have our power, but that android is no warrior. I guess the question is, Orin comments, are the Saiyans more spirited than us? Ready to roll, the Tektekian says, as he holds the AI in his hand with the next step in their plans, ready for action. Good, Kamen says. Let's take these bodies for a test drive then. In the forests of planet Gardenia, the Saiyans are still on duty as it seems that it's becoming more and more apparent how uneasy they are about this mission that they've been assigned to. The Elder listens in through the hum of the forest, having his own suspicions of what's going on as well, but this is when Kamen and Orin, posing as King Sadala and Skirit, appear. Your puny brains can't comprehend what you all are capable of, Kamen tells them. But don't worry, we're gonna help you reach your full potential. This is when an all-out assault begins, with the Tuffles transforming into their own powered-up forms and attacking all of the Saiyans at once. Kamen is especially ruthless as she smacks around the Saiyans, telling them that their king isn't their king anymore. Now show me that fighting spirit and you better give us a good fight, she says. Kamen and Orin continue abusing the Saiyans, but eventually they are knocked into a cliffside by reinforcements. However, fighting back does nothing but fuel the Tuffles' thirst for battle, as the combined might of the Tuffles and Saiyans absolutely erupts Kamen's power, creating a devastating explosion in the forest. The aftermath of their battle, bloody and brutal. Orin tells Kamen that she almost killed all of them. Maybe I did get carried away, they reply. Everything is finally in place, Kamen says. Now that we have everything we need, it's time to revive the Tuffle race. So that's what's happening, the Elder says, shocked at what they just witnessed, but it's all beginning to make sense now. Alright everyone, don't let that weakling kill your motivation, Vegeta says as we return to planet Sadala now. Back to work. As Vegeta turns around, however, he immediately senses a threat coming his way as a fist, with enough power and precision to down the mightiest being, zips a shockwave across the wasteland. In an instant, Vegeta is pierced directly through his chest, armor and all, as it sends him flying across the battlefield. Master, Kaba yells as Hit appears beside him saying, sorry kid, nothing personal. With Vegeta lodged in the cliffside, his vitals having been struck as Hit is known to do so well. As the smoke clears, however, it doesn't seem like Vegeta is unconscious though. As a matter of fact, he's smirking.